Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Catching Up with the Tolberts. I'm Chelsea Whittington, and it's always my honor to, one, be in my beautiful city, two, be with two of my favorite people, and three, to talk business with fellow business owners, attorneys Michael and Shelice Tolbert. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am doing well. I was just talking to the two of you, letting you know that, we hadn't really sat down and chopped it up since Thanksgiving.
That's right.
And I know that we all had a nice restful break, but I am in this whole gratitude mode. Not that I not always like that, but I mean at an heightened level. And when I looked at my calendar for this morning, I was like, oh good, I'm going to the Tolberts. It's a faith-based firm, so I don't have to, I'm getting misty. I don't have to hold back God's goodness
Amen.
In my life and favor. And I wanted to open with that and to say, how was your Thanksgiving? As we are also thankful for what God has done for our businesses and our personal lives in 2022.
Yes, so our Thanksgiving was restful. We got a chance, unfortunately, over this period of COVID and the quarantining and everything, we had not been able to visit family in Birmingham. Mm-hmm. So after 2 Thanksgivings that have passed, we've not been able to do that. So we got back down to Birmingham.
Yes,
that's always nice. I think I gained a few pounds, with my sister's red velvet cake.
Oh my goodness, your sister was doing it too. My sister was doing it in the kitchen.
It's just nice to get, all my family is pretty much down in Birmingham, Alabama. So we eat a lot when we go down there. So shout out to Sonia Tolbert with the red velvet cake.
Yes. Right. And about that.
Yes.
So Mrs. Tolbert, I'm going to go Mrs. right now. She was posting the level of delectability of the said cake. And had all of us chiming in like, well, can you wrap some? Can you bring some back? And you did one of my numbers, a scheduled post when this already has happened. I'm no longer there. You're like, oh, that cake is a goner.
Pretty much, but those 3 layers and then that homemade icing with the pecans and hadn't had it in 2 years.
Yes.
Come on.
That's all
it
right.
was so moist, but I digress. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I'm there for it all. I'm like, listen, and I can taste it without the calories. So that's good. So a lot has transpired with the Tolberts since we last caught up last month. And that's why I always look forward to coming to do this conversation. One of which where you got a lot of traction. So for those who missed out earlier in last month, you all received last year, you received an award for your business through the Indiana Small Business Development Corporation. Yes. And that type of honor, as we well know, lives on. It's a badge of honor. And so more recently, the firm was featured in Entrepreneurship Magazine. Shelice, you have it pulled up. Let's get the exact facts about your honor.
Okay, so the Indiana Economic Development Corporation was celebrating Global Entrepreneurship Week. Mm-hmm. And what they did, we were the part of the inaugural class of this yearbook that they released during that week. And so we had a couple of weeks before had done a photo shoot over there.
I saw that. Very glam and Olin Millish. I'm going to date myself. And you all know what that means.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So we were very, very thankful to be a part of that. And as you said, that is an honor that continues to live on. And we thank God for that blessing. And especially, we thank the Indiana Economic Development Corporation for recognizing us and the other businesses that were featured.
Yes. And that's the great thing, too, that these kudos allow you to be placed in spaces with other firms and organizations. The networking and just the camaraderie also makes a difference when it's time for people to Google you and look you up, because I'm always putting on my PR hat to say, what do these type of accolades mean? It makes you searchable. It makes people say, well, I trust them. And hopefully this broadcast does the same thing. So if you haven't seen the full article, please head over to the Tolberts Facebook page. The link is there. And I'm just hippopotamus proud of you both. So more recently, you all traveled down to Indianapolis. You all are always involved in the community, and one of your loves is UNCF. And I saw you hanging out with, well, I don't know if you were hanging out, but you were in attendance with the one and only Stephanie Mills for the UNCF statewide fundraiser. How was that? What was that about? Date night on steroids.
Of course.
Well, we got a chance to glam it up. You know, it's a black tie event, so it's always fun to dress up like grown-ups every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
And to support a worthy cause.
Yeah,
exactly.
We love giving back, and particularly, advancing the interests of college students and deferring some of their costs.
Yes.
And that's really what that event is all about, is really partying with the purpose and making sure that people have, the ability to go to school. So it was real nice to put on nice clothes, but it was even nicer to make sure that we gave that weekend. So
Congratulations. That's awesome. And while we are on the subject of giving back to the community, you have an event coming up that I think I'm going to pop in on this Saturday night. The Kappas, the men of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, there it is, are hosting their annual Christmas party. But I know that proceeds also go to fund great causes, scholarships. Talk a little bit about what we're doing Saturday night and what that's going to benefit.
Well, the Noops, we always do it big, as you know. So this party is absolutely 100% sold out.
Is it now? I wonder why.
It's my understanding it's like 400 folks.
Yeah.
And the tickets went fast, but again, it's partying with the purpose. So all the great things that Kappa Alpha Psi does in the community, those things have to be funded.
Mm-hmm.
So we give turkeys away every year. We do coat drives. We just do so much in the community. So we use part of those proceeds to make sure that we can fund all the great things that we do. So,
right.
So
Sold
come
out.
out and kick it with the Noops. Hey, show up. Maybe
be outside like with signs.
We might let a couple folks slide in. You know how the Noops do.
Yes,
so
take the party outside to the patio or something.
Well, congratulations.
It might be a little too cold for the patio.
I know, but maybe they'll still donate, because I'm always of the mind of whether I'm there or not, if I can make a contribution, make a difference, then let's do that for our young people. But I will be remiss, I feel these eyes burning in my shoulder. On Thanksgiving Day, the ladies of Delta Sigma Sorority Incorporated did a Thanksgiving giveaway in partnership with Senator Melton and a whole host of partners. And I don't know if you were in attendance, but something tells me Tolbert and Tolbert, well, you were out of town, but you all have your finger in everything as far as support. So your sorors did what now?
Our annual Thanksgiving Day dinner was at, I think it was at St. Timothy Church this year. And so we partnered with Senator Melton, we partnered with Jay's Breakfast Club, and NIPSCO. Several partners helped out with that, and that's always a great event. And this year we were able to do the sit down again, versus the last couple of years where we had the drive-through pickup meals or to-go meals. So I was happy that our chapter was able to do the in-person thing again, even though I was not able to attend. But that's something that's been going on for over, I think, 10, 12 years at least. Yeah. So it's something that definitely benefits the community and allows those who are in need of a warm meal to be fed at no cost.
Yes. Okay, so I don't want those of you who are watching to think, well, man, they just are out in the community partying, Stephanie Mills, Kappas, Delta. Really, that is an integral part of the business, but let's get down to the business. I always like for you to be clear about the type of law that you practice so that people know to seek your services and what you do, and then the referral piece to it. Michael.
Sure, I can do that. And I think the easiest way for folks to understand what we do is to tell them first what we don't do.
Okay.
So we don't do any criminal work. We don't do any family law or divorce work. So those two areas. So we can, like, if people call us, we refer folks all the time that have criminal issues. So we can refer you to a good criminal lawyer, or if you need divorce work, we have family lawyers that we refer folks to all the time.
No.
But yeah, right. We don't do those two areas, But what we do, we're a litigation boutique. And we pretty much focus on doing high-end, complex litigation matters. Okay. So, That involves personal injury, that involves construction. It can involve anything where people are fighting about money. That's the easiest way that I try to explain. Business disputes, we do all of those things. And part of our practice as well deals with more of the formal corporation, formation of corporation or entities. So Shelice and Candace, both of them have business degrees.
Yeah,
I don't.
No. So you turn it over.
So
to
I
experts.
turn it over to the experts.
Sure.
But people come to us all the time and they ask, how do I form a business? How do I form an LLC? And we can do that for you. Folks, they need contracts drafted. So professional and service contracts. We review your contracts. We draft them for you. So those are other things that we do as well.
Yes. Yeah. And let me tell you about what your wife did last Monday. So our friend over at Jay's Breakfast Club.
I was like, what did I do?
What did you do? That's why I'm here. Let me toot your horn. Toot toot. Silver Mondays is an opportunity every Monday at Jay's Breakfast Club at 10 a.m. where it started off, I came up with the name Silver Monday because it's geared towards seniors, but it's open to everyone. And every Monday we have a different speaker to come in to share resources and information to our seniors and whomever else shows up. And we also go live. And so Shelice graced us with her presence to give information about wills and estate planning and not waiting until the last minute and then a loved one passes away and we're all fighting over Big Mama's ring. No, she said I was supposed to have it. And so I just want to tell you the ripple effect that your conversation had. Long after you left, the following Monday, people are still talking about the pertinent information that you shared, that here in our communities of color, we don't have those type of conversations as much as we should about money, about wealth building, about legacy, and having things in writing proper so that it doesn't go into probate. I learned a lot of terms. Probates. P-R-O. No, stop. P-A-T-E.
Probate show.
How you lose money. Money that's on the table that's rightfully yours, but because you didn't come see Shelice to get things legally bound, then we're fussing. Yeah. And so talk about your time spent with us and how you are willing to do that more for us.
I am. Before we even started Tolbert and Tolbert, that was something that I saw our community needed. We tend to think doom and gloom when you talk about passing away. Yeah. And that's not it. I have started using the term smart life planning. Okay. Because that's what that is. Estate planning is just planning out what's to be done with the assets you have acquired during your life. And it's not about saying, we're looking forward to you dying.
Right.
No, this is you being in a position to express how you want things taken care of, what you want done with your assets. And it saves your family from going through the troubles of trying to figure that out, because it's an emotional time when people pass away. Yeah.
And it's one less thing to worry about, right?
Absolutely. So that was something that I had always discussed with Michael that we would eventually get into, because we wanted to educate the community. So my participating in the Silver Mondays is just a small part of doing that. So hopefully, I'm able to do that more, not only with Silver Mondays, but with other organizations. I've done it within our my chapter of my sorority. We've done it at our church through our ministry. So, I'm open to do this and educate our community so that it doesn't seem overwhelming when that time comes around.
I appreciate that. And it makes me think about my personal situation with family and my father being in his senior year. So he'll be 92 on Christmas. Happy early birthday, Daddy. And we have regular family meetings. Siblings, we sit down once a month at the table with food. And we get snacks. Somebody's designated to bring some snacks. And we sit around the table with Daddy, sound mind, sound body, and we just talk through whether it's big things, little things. And he traveled with us to Texas for Thanksgiving. We had to talk that through. That was a whole plan, like who's flying with them, who's driving, and we are better for that. Good. We have the legal piece, but also I would just add on to that, attorneys, about the social communication piece. Talk to each other. And I know that should he pass before we do, because you don't know, that there won't be a situation where we're all shuffling to find papers, number one, or two, fussing to say, no, he said I could move in and all
That's
that.
right.
That will not happen with us. And I'm hoping that someone watching is sparked to move to contact the Tolberts to do the same thing to ensure that your affairs are in order. And speaking of, next month is the King holiday. Do you do that expungement or the volunteerism? How does that work, Michael? What is that?
Well,
free legal advice?
Yeah, we provide free legal advice, usually through, I know the Indiana State Bar Association does something.
Right, and locally, it's the Northwest Indiana Volunteer Lawyers
Right.
organization that's based out of Hobart that schedules talk to a lawyer for free on that day at various sites.
Okay.
So once I get those sites, I know that we got a Gary site back, which is great.
That
It's going
is
to
good.
be at New Mount Moriah this year on MLK Day. So we are setting, that's all done through, again, the Northwest Indiana Volunteer Lawyers, but I always volunteer on behalf of our firm, and so we're getting the schedule set up for that. So I'm so happy that we have a site back in Gary again.
And the Kimbrough Bar Association usually provides the lawyers to talk to folks and give free legal advice, along with the Indiana State Bar Association, as well as the Lake County Bar. So all bars that we are extremely active and involved in.
They're all barred up. See that?
We are
See what I'm
barred up.
saying?
We are barred up.
But no, I'm glad that I remembered that, because there are some individuals who may not necessarily be able to afford the advice and the or just need a little nudge in the direction in which they should go from a legal matter. And so that's great. This is all such great news, and I've been holding, and you all can follow the Tolberts on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn to get more information, and then your newsletter will be coming out before the end of the year. So I'll make sure that we include information about that for King Holiday. Deal?
Can I give Shay King a shout out for
Absolutely,
the links?
my fellow West Side.
That's right.
I love it. Hey, Shay.
Well, this Saturday they're having the links. They're having a men's health fair, and I want to encourage all of the men. It's going to be held at Ivy Tech here in Gary, Indiana, and I want to encourage all the men to show up to this men's health fair.
10 to 12.
From 10 to 12. There's going to be all kind of screenings, particularly free prostate screenings. And I just want all the men to show up, because it's my understanding that there haven't been a lot of folks that have signed up for it.
Okay.
And we need to really encourage our men to go out and to take care of themselves, because y'all women drive us crazy.
You know what it is? You all don't want to go to the doctor. Don't make this a whole different show.
Fellas,
Put
you
some
know
tussin
what?
on it.
Fellas,
Rub some ointment on
take
it.
take the time to get away from them just for a few hours.
We're invited too. The whole public is invited.
I thought this was just the men's
Now
only.
I'm promoting this. Trust. Ladies, bring your men.
Yeah,
This is
A family
affair
Bring
and
the
judgment
kids so
free
they
environment.
see you getting the preventive care.
Yes,
that you need.
Yes, please support this event. The Links are doing some great things in our community, and I wanted to make sure we shared that information.
I appreciate that. See how much they are involved in the community. And yes, definitely shout out to Shay and Levada Taylor, the president, and Keisha. I've been working with all of them. We are getting the word out, so thank you for that extra layer. We're going to push to make sure that that is a success. And shout out to Dr. Seabrook and Edgewater and all the partners who are going to provide those services. They're even going to a couple of shelters that support men, homeless men, to do those screenings there.
Beautiful.
So isn't Gary just an awesome place?
Oh,
it's
man.
an awesome
It's a giving place.
I love it. I love it. So we're going to cover your opening for your employment opening, and then we're going to save this big news for last. So you have been filling positions here at Tolbert, Madam HR Director. But you have one left. What is it?
So
It's not my position, is it?
No, please, no. Then it'll be like catching up with the Tolbert.
So we are looking for.
I can't make this stuff up. It's live. You were saying.
And scene. We are looking for a legal assistant.
Okay.
More than likely, this will be a part-time position, maybe 3 days a week or so. But it's pretty much, I'm using the appropriate terms now because I don't think we use secretary anymore.
Oh, no.
Legal assistant that knows how to do civil litigation. A little experience, more than likely, again, not a full-time position, but part-time 3 days a week, because we kind of need a backup person.
Okay.
So this is a position to kind of help out when our main person's overwhelmed or when people are off of work, take days off, take vacation, things like that. We definitely need assistance, but we thank God that we've been able to employ people in our city and keep our business going. And so to be able to hire new people is a blessing, and we don't take that for granted. So
you left out the most important part.
What's that?
The dental.
Oh, the dental coverage.
Nah.
The grill. You get the
No,
grill
it's
right.
And
I'm not
it's
mad.
not.
Eye care and dental.
We do that.
That's not
it?
for
Well,
part
we'll
Not for
explore.
part-time? We'll explore.
Well, we're always looking to hire full-time folks as well.
Oh, okay.
We
So
offer
we're trying to
certain
grow,
benefits.
and we offer
Okay.
great benefits and great pay, which is the most important part.
And which is why I sit between them. I'm learning to mediate. They're mediators, and so I'm here to learn. But no,
You gotta let people know what's good, and then you get to work with me, and that's the most important part of it.
you're mighty quiet over there.
That's
You
a
get to work
benefit.
with me.
You know what? It's so, we've talked about this in our podcast. Speaking of,
Oh yeah, we got to talk
that
about the
too.
podcast.
People always think that we're in each other's faces working together.
All right,
And
time
this is
for
the first
that.
time we talked to each other today,
Good morning.
outside of home.
Hey.
So,
I
Okay.
don't know
He's-
about her.
he's
She
been-
all in my face all the time.
That's
You
those
know what?
noobs. Them noobs. We can't help
Can
it.
anybody refer me to an attorney that might cover some possible work harassment?
Oh,
No, you're an
my
owner.
goodness.
You don't fall under Title VII.
I don't know
Oh,
about
we are down
sexual
this rabbit hole.
harassment at the job.
Help, viewers, help.
No.
You are tuning in to Catching Up with the Tolberts, and I think we are all caught up. But let's talk about the podcast, Married
So-
People's Business. How apropos. What's the latest
Yeah.
subject? And
Oh,
we want to talk
goodness.
about getting some more folks on for
Oh, yeah.
2020.
We
we
do,
do.
and that's what I was going to mention. So we've got one more episode for this year that we've unfortunately had to delay because of God blessing us with all the work that we've had done. So we still have to do that part 2, Why Women Cheat. So that's going to be done before the end of the
Juicy.
year.
Okay.
But
And you notice how long it took for that episode to come out.
Because we don't, so you all have to do some research to find some.
Yeah.
thank you, Chelsea.
You're welcome.
Thank you so very
I'm
much.
outnumbered here, so I'm gonna be quiet.
But we are planning our schedule for next year. We'll be starting our season again in February.
Okay.
The anniversary was on Valentine's Day.
Nice.
So we
That's when we
take
launched.
off the rest of December and January, and then we'll start up in February. So we'll be looking for people to have on the podcast and hopefully fill up the schedule really quickly so that we can get them done every month as we've done this past year. And we thank you for supporting us in that effort.
Very much
So, Michael, give us the rundown on the podcast for those who have not heard of Married People's Business. What kind of guests do we have? Who are we looking for?
Well, we're looking for, it's geared essentially towards married couples that are in business together, but that's not the only thing that we look at. We talk about relationship issues. We talk about partnerships and collaborators. So you could be siblings together in business. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a married couple. And it's the podcast is fun.
It is.
It's for everyone. It's just not for married folks. So married people that are or single people that are watching this, don't be turned away by the name. It is very fun, and it sometimes even tells you how to kind of elevate into a relationship.
That's
so,
right. That's
so
right.
it's good, and the people have supported it so much, and
Yes.
we just really did it for fun because we were asked to do a podcast. A number of folks were saying, "You two need to do a podcast.
Don't
you need to
they,
do some
though?
content."
Look, I
And we
never
did
know
it
what
without
we do.
any really intent on, anything happening. And it's been just so much support, and people have been really supporting us and subscribing, but you can never have
Enough
too many
subscribers,
subscribers.
yeah.
So please, if you get a chance, go to Married People's Business YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, look at the videos that we've uploaded so far. And also we're on all major podcast platforms. So If you have an Apple phone, I don't know why you will.
Me neither.
In 2022.
Me neither, but
Need
that's
an
another
Android.
show. Maybe that's a
That
podcast
is a
show.
podcast.
I was
Come
gonna say
on.
maybe that's a
Yeah,
podcast
you know,
subject.
yeah.
You got a charger. You got a charger. That's the favorite.
I lost my earbud.
Yeah, right.
Amber giving y'all all kinds of eyes. Look.
But we're
iPhone
on
yourself.
all major podcast platforms. We're on Apple, we're on iHeart, we're on Spotify, we're on Google. And Pandora, Amazon Music. So
All
anywhere
of
you
that.
can find all your major podcasts. If you don't want to see my wonderful face or see Shelice's pretty face, you can actually just listen to the audio on those podcasts.
And it's great for driving. I love to listen to it when I have an extended drive. And one, I will just say the more recent one with the couple that wrote the book with the 25 tips.
Yes,
You want to watch that. That's a good one for relationships, whether business or marriages. So you all have some great stuff coming down the pike with that.
Let me just say one last thing about that podcast. So I have to give props to Mr. Tolbert here because he is the producer engineer
All right.
of these podcasts. Because all I do is show up.
Yes,
I did not say DJ.
Right.
Jamming on the one. Jamming on the one. Jamming on the
Dave
Let
us
me
again.
give him.
He does. He got all his toys and played with them, and now he learned. He knows how to
I
work
learned a new
with
skill.
them.
I
He
learned a new
has
skill.
definitely taken this to the next level for us. All I literally do is show up and have an iPad like I'm doing something. But he puts everything together with the technology and does the editing and everything. So I give him much props because he stays up late. He gets up early. He does all of that. And I'm just like, oh, well, thank you. Where my headphones at?
All right, and I'm ready. Kudos, counselor. Well, that's definitely one of my goals in 2023 to help continue to build your subscriber base and push, because I think the content is amazing, and I think those watching will agree once they start to sign on and subscribe. And last but not least, I got an email at 4:10 a.m. I was up, but I hadn't checked my email yet, so I circled back around 6 like this. Is say 4? My kind of people. Attorney Tolbert, you received some amazing news of an accreditation that you have earned that is hard fought and hard work for, and I don't want to mince the words or minimize the level of importance of this honor. So please take it away and tell all of us what has recently transpired as recently as this morning.
Yeah, so the group is the National Academy of Distinguished Neutrals. That's the acronym. It's NANDI, I think, is the acronym. So it's a nationally recognized organization that covers all alternative dispute resolution. So if you're a mediator, if you're an arbitrator, that would comprise of alternative dispute resolution. So that organization can certify you and you can become a member, and it's by invitation only. So Shelice and I just got the word, just like that's why you got the 4 a.m.
Yes.
email. We literally just got word that I've been inducted into NANDI.
Yes.
So, very excited about that because it's a very stringent peer review process, and it took about, I want to say it took almost 2 years to go through that whole entire process, because it's extremely stringent and tough, because there's only a select amount of people that are allowed to go there, and you're put in a national database, so we can get mediation, business, and work from all over the country. And my goal, and particularly Shelice's goal, has always been to make Tolbert & Tolbert a globally, nationally recognized law firm that the people of Gary and Northwest Indiana can be extremely proud of. So this is just one more brick in that wall of building that national brand and building a business that everyone can be proud of. So at this time, I don't even want to talk about that. That's great. God has been good. I thank him for that. But we want to talk about you for a second, because I'm talking about bricks in the wall in terms of building our practice and building our national brand and scope. And I can say that we have made a lot of decisions in our business, but I can by far say, and we were talking about this the other day, that you are singularly the best decision that we have ever made in terms of turning over our PR needs to you and turning over our brand to you. And we just thank God for you. We thank God for all the things that you've done for our business and that you continue to do for our business. So, you know, there's not enough money that we can pay you. Well, I'm sure you could probably say that.
She might have a number in mind.
Yeah, she might have a number in mind, but you have done.
You brought that up.
You have done a fabulous job with our brand, and you know, more importantly, not just our brand, but the brands of so many others.
Right.
Because we are a family. We're all a family. We knew each other before we started doing business, and I think that what we represent is particularly what our community should represent is helping each other, doing business with each other, and allowing each other to thrive. And that's what you do. You help us, and our business would not be where it is today, and where it will go.
It's going. Where
it will go without you. And you know, when I'm on Oprah's couch and Shelice is on Oprah's couch, you're gonna be right there with us. And I always say that, you know, that's one of my dreams.
That's his dream.
Oprah, if you listening, I need you to.
I
need you to invite us on the show.
On the porch now.
Now that I know that's the desire.
Yes, that has been his thing.
It's handled in the words of Olivia Pope.
Thank you
for those kind words. And truly, it is a labor of love. And it's an environment that I've been working hard to create amongst all of us as business owners. We have to stick together.
That's true.
Yes.
We have to support one another. And I think people feel that energy.
Yes.
You know, quick shout out to like Jocelyn Kelly coming up with the
Jay's Breakfast Club.
New Jay's Breakfast Club coming January 7th. We are going to pack that place out. I want traffic backed up on Broadway.
No doubt.
Every day.
Beautiful building and facility.
Yes.
And I'm so happy every time we drive by. We just thank God for her and for what she's doing in our community.
Yes. And this has been such an amazing conversation. We are wrapping up, going into 2023. Wow. Final thoughts, vision, what do you want to see other than Oprah in 2023? I'll start ladies first, and then you bring us home, Michael.
All right.
Well, you know, we just thank God again for the blessings that he's brought into our lives.
Amen.
You know, the changes that come when you plan something and then things change, you always think, oh my goodness, it's not going the way we thought. But, you know, he closes a door and opens another one. And I just definitely thank God for that. In allowing us to live out our dream. And we just thank you all for all the support that you've given us over these. We'll be celebrating 8 years in January.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
it went by so fast.
It has gone by fast. So we just, you know, thank you all for that. And, you know, we just pray that God continues to bless us. Like Michael said, our ultimate goal is to be a global brand. And you know, as we continue to help our community, that's always going to be first with us.
Well said, counselor.
Yeah, we just want to continue to give God the glory and the honor, because we are a faith-based firm. And you know, when we're highlighted, you know, he's highlighted, and people see what God can do when you put him first. So not saying that we're perfect, because no one is perfect. God didn't make a perfect person, but he made us in his image. And what we try to do every day is to strive to carry out his God-given gifts and plans that he has for us. So for 2023, we want to just continue to obey him, continue to live out the dream that he has for us, and just continue to make Tolbert & Tolbert the best law firm, not just in Gary or not just in Indiana, but in the world. And we thank you for every referral, you know, every shout out on Facebook. People will share our they'll share your feed. They'll share stories from us, and I'm getting like tagged and stuff, and I'm like, man, and it's just, you know, you guys have been just phenomenal, and we pray and thank you, and we pray and wish blessings over your family in 2023 and forever, and let's just keep the good times rolling.
And there you have it. I want to leave it right there with the spirit of love, joy, and giving. You have been watching another episode of Catching Up with the Tolberts. Make sure you follow them on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, and head over to the website. So much information. And from my firm to yours, God bless you.
God bless
Happy
you.
holidays.
Yes.
Happy New Year. And we will see you in 2023.
Bye. See you at the Christmas party. Yo, baby.